Welcome back to Final Fantasy 16, The Rising Tide. All we have left to do before we close out the DLC, I think, is these last two side quests from these two ladies. So, let's see if we can knock them out. Delina.
My lord, might I have a moment of your time? I would beg of you a service.
Hurry.
Certainly. What is it?
It's a long story. But before we get to that, would I be right in thinking Lady Shula told you about the witch from the north?
Yes. She said that your ancestors found her here, and that it was she who taught them the spell to stop time. She was like Walius, you know. A dominant. The Warden of Ice.
My great-grandmother suspected as much. She cared for the poor woman when the end was near. And it was she whose duty became to attend her grave. A duty that was passed down to me.
I see. And the service you would beg of me?
Do my job because I can't be
Until
asked.
recently, the path to the grave had long been blocked by a fallen tree. But when our woodsmen finally found time to move it, we quickly realized it might have been better had they not. On trying to clear the rest of the path, you see, we discovered that a flock of bloodthirsty beasts had claimed the cliffs beyond. None of us was a match for them. But you, my lord, have proven your strength many times over. Would you drive them away for us?
I guess so.
Of course. I'll see the path is made safe.
Thank you, my lord. The grave is in a place called Witch Drop. To reach it, one must turn left at the Winged Wains, then follow the path around to the right, deep into the forest.
Why so far from Haven?
It was where she lived. When our ancestors first came to Mysidia, they found her there, in an old abandoned village, and it was her heartfelt wish to return there in death. So when she passed away, my great-grandmother had a stone erected for her on the cliffs overlooking the place she once called home.
How thoughtful. Well then, no time like the present. Left at the ships, then round to the right, you said.
Just so. Thank you once again, my lord. I will join you at the grave anon.
How thoughtful of a grandmother to give her an erection. Couldn't ask for anything better in your dying moments, could you?
And then I dreamed.
So down here and to the right.
A storm for the
This is going to give me my Illudium. I hope so.
Good girl.
Fly, Ambrosia.
This should be the path to Witch Drop. Hungry, Toggle.
What's that got to do with anything? Weird to bring up, are you hungry? It's got to be here somewhere now. Oh, it's raptors.
Here's our welcoming party.
Or chrono raptors as they're called here. Oh, come on. That was so close to being a complete level 5. More have appeared. Whoa, 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 what's up? Angry Grips. A griffin man.
Nice try.
It runs really weird. We got to a level 5 without the need for diamond dust for a change. Suck it. No Illudium.
Looks like that's the last of them. Now, where's the grave?
Didn't expect Griffin to pop out of nowhere. That must be the erection they were talking about.
This must be it.
My lord, thank you for making the path safe again.
Ise. Was that her name?
Yes. Hardly the most fitting tribute for a dominant, is it? A rough-hewn stone with naught but a given name engraved on it. But my ancestors had only been here a matter of weeks when she passed. Every day was a struggle to survive. They had neither the time nor the energy to devote to a more elaborate memorial. Yet they spared what they could to grant her wish, that even in death she might continue to watch over her home.
She lived down there then? In the ruins?
That's right. They were once the living quarters for those who served up in the temple. When the Northern Thanes sent her here to weave her spell, this was where she and her retinue stayed. There were priests, handmaidens, and a knight sworn to shield her from harm. Of course, they were all gone by the time my ancestors arrived, fled or dead in the Western Wars.
All except Ise, who remained till the end. Alone.
Indeed. At least, that is the story as it's been handed down in Haven. But there is an epilogue to the tale. One known only to Lady Shula and myself. Some years after Ise's passing, you see, my grandmother came here to tend the grave and found a stranger kneeling before it. A knight, dressed head to toe in plate.
Her husband or boyfriend?
She asked of him who he was and whence he had come, but received no answer. The only words he spoke were, "Tell me true, whose grave is this?" So she told him of how her people had met and cared for Ise, and how she had died. His only reaction was to stare up at the air of hours in silence. Then he left, never to be seen again.
You said he was wearing plate. Was it black and gold?
Do you know something of him?
When we went up to the Air of Hours to unravel the spell, we were set upon by a shade in the shape of a knight in full plate. It manifested in front of the Vare, and in its ether, I felt Shiva, the witch.
You think this may have been the same man my great-grandmother met? Issei's knight?
I don't know. Maybe. All I can say for sure is it was intent on protecting her creation.
Or perhaps her spirit? What remained of her ether, preserved in the Vare? Perhaps his spirit too became enraveled in her spell, frozen in an eternal vigil.
Till we ended it.
If the shade you fought was Issei's knight, then ending it was the greatest gift you could have given him. Now he can return to the sea, to be with his lady once more. And if his spirit should ever return here to visit her grave, I shall ask his name, that I might carve it in the stone next to hers.
That they might be together. Once and for all.
So it was Shiva's boyfriend now. Silver penning. I would quite like an end to that, actually, to be honest. Like a fitting end, like you actually find out his name. We're just going to wait there now, are you? Alright, well, we're going to pop back to the village and see the lad. Oh, we got some stuff at the shop. Some new stuff. Let's have a quick peek at what that is. 'Cause I think we need to top up some potions.
I will have to charge you.
Alright. Another song.
Well, if you're sure you need it.
Sure, why not? You gonna let me buy it or what?
May it serve you well. Here you are. I'll be here.
Might as well buy the song. We've got nothing else to spend our money on. And they apparently need it. Alright, Shula. What do you want?
You wouldn't happen to have some time on your hands, would you, Clive? Only I was wondering if you might help me with something else.
Don't tell me. Another unruly dominant.
Not quite, but a dangerous foe nonetheless. It promises to be quite a hunt. Care to join me?
Yeah, why not?
All right. Tell me about our quarry.
A fiendish, cold-blooded beast known as a Givra. Normally, we leave such animals well alone, and for good reason. But I have an even better reason to want its tongue.
Its tongue.
If you'll permit me, tributary, I can explain.
Certainly, Yamila.
It's been over a week since me sister gave birth to her first child, yet she still isn't back on her feet. We've tried everything to restore her spirits, physics and nostrums, the laying on of hands and of leeches, but all to no avail. The healers tell me there's only one hope left. A broth as potent as its ingredients are perilous to procure.
It isn't only Yamila's sister who stands to benefit from this, by the way. There's her baby to think of, and Walias, too. She'd agreed to be his wet nurse, you see.
I'd be glad to help.
Thank you. Our hunters have no shortage of skill, but this task calls for more than that. And it won't be achieved through weight of numbers either. The Givra is as wary a foe as it is a deadly one. 2 hunters might catch it unawares, but any more than that, and it would pick up our scent a league away.
Then it is decided. The 2 of you will go, while Jill and I occupy ourselves here.
Perhaps we might help prepare the broth.
Wonderful.
That would be most kind of you.
Come then, Clive. The river of time flows fast, and so must we. There's a Givra that has claimed the ruins at the foot of the mountain as its hunting ground. But as I say, they are wary creatures. We'll need suitable bait to draw it out. The flesh of a forest ibex should suffice.
To the forest, then.
Blast lit. So we lose Phoenix and Shiva, and we acquire a woman with an axe.
There's nothing a Givra loves more than a fat haunch of ibex.
There speaks the voice of experience. Do you hunt often?
Since I was a girl, my father would take me. Then after he returned to the sea, Yamila's father. Our families have always been close. Even if her sister wasn't Walius's wet nurse, I couldn't stand by and watch her suffer.
What about the walls?
What about the walls? We're sending us down here to the left. I might as well fast travel to River's Meet, hadn't I? Now they should be pretty close. Just back this way, yeah? That's not an ibex. Neither are they. They are, though.
These will do nicely.
Sorry, bro. Don't particularly want to do this, but apparently I have to. Did you taste nice? Bit harsh, really. They didn't stand a chance, did they? Bloody hides. I'm gonna say, oh, this weird named monster is a behemoth.
Return to the sea, and to the clouds rise again.
We have our bait, then. What next?
Next, we pay a visit to the Dark Gate to pick some local weed. It'll help disguise our scent.
Loco weed? Not too far away. We can run that. Swear to God, if I pick up any more magic dash, I'll be able to beat the monster to death with my bag.
There should be a sprig or two of local weed growing somewhere around here. Look for the golden leaves.
Golden leaves? Just look like ferns to me.
Is this it?
Aye, that's the stuff. Crush the leaves between your fingertips and rub them on your clothes.
If you insist.
You gonna wash my clothes after for me?
You could have warned me about the smell.
Like corruption, isn't it? We'll have an honor guard of flies before long. But it'll stop the Givra from noticing us. Its nose will tell it we're nothing but a feast for worms.
Oh, I feel so much better.
We can wash it off afterwards. If there's one good thing about the Givra choosing the ruins for its hunting ground, it's that there's plenty of fresh water nearby.
Ruins is it's a fucking curl, isn't it? I've seen one of those curls in the ruins already. Not a behemoth, though. It's just a fancy named curl.
Where should we lay the bait?
Geevers are creatures of habit. Look for some sign of its passing. It's sure to return to the same place sooner or later.
Marking its territory.
Something was. A curl, maybe.
Oh, it's not a curl. Alright. Guess I was wrong. It could be a behemoth then. Oh, that's got one of those, if you look at it, it's got one of those, like, wave things coming off it, which means if I kill that, I get some stuff.
There.
Tracks. But I assume they're too small to belong to a Geevra.
You're right. They're barely big enough to belong to a Geevra's breakfast.
You know what I mean, right? The saying, like the waves that they gave us to identify rare materials or special materials to make the rings. Not really sure what I'm looking for. Oh, there.
These look like a predator's tracks. You can clearly make out the claws.
But not just any claws. These belong to a Geevra. There's no mistaking them. We'll lay the bait here.
Let's hope our friend is hungry.
So if a curl's barely breakfast, what's that small pile of meat gonna do?
Still no sign.
Patience, Clive. Hunting's not something you can rush.
Have you stalked these beasts before?
Once. Geevers are fast, so the job called for a bearer. But even with my knack, it was a close-run thing.
Not many leaders would take such risks for their people.
Says the man who battled an Eikon to save a boy he barely knew. It is the way of the moats of water to use what gifts we've been given for the good of all. And I gather it's your way too.
It was Sid, the man whose name I bear. He fought for his people and their future with every fiber of his being. And I'm just following in his footsteps. In many ways, you remind me of him.
Me? You're confusing daring with desperation. Quiet. Something's coming.
Oh, no.
Our guest has finally arrived.
Shall we greet him?
It'd
Way
be rude
more
not to.
easier to fight.
Don't let it escape.
Too slow.
Bit of an anti-climax, to be honest with you. I was expecting some really cool, interesting thing, but instead I'll just get the same thing I've been fighting time and time again. Cheers, Torgal. You take the fireball to the face. Couldn't find the ability I wanted then. I still couldn't find it because I pressed the wrong button. That's what I was trying to do. You bitch. Stop it. Just in time. Thank you. Don't really want to use my Zantetsuka to finish it off, to be honest. Just keep chopping at it. Dragon talons. No Irudium or whatever it was I needed.
You weren't exaggerating when you said they were dangerous.
They're forces of nature, all right. And with this one's passing, the river of life has calmed. O roaring torrent, son of storms, may your spirit run free in the open ocean.
And may you give me the stuff I need for my armor.
This flesh I claim, that your gifts might rain down upon us this day, and our river flow in spate once more. Well then, let's return to the village. We must get this tongue to Yamila before it spoils.
Sounds like a plan, Batman. Here's your tongue, bro.
Tributary, my lord. Did all proceed as planned?
It did. Here. One Geaver tongue. As promised.
Oh, thank you. I shall add it to the broth at once. By your leave, tributary.
If there is anything else that we can do to help, you need only ask.
Just don't ask me.
No. You've already done more for my family than I can ever repay.
Just as you have, Clive, for my family. I only regret that I have nothing to offer you in return but my gratitude.
It's more than enough. Besides, I'm no less grateful to you.
For what?
For welcoming my friends and I into your midst. For showing us how your people live. For reminding me that the world we strive to create, where bearers can live alongside their fellow men in peace and comfort, is no mere fantasy.
I'd hardly call it comfort. Every day is a struggle. Though we do at least struggle together, it's true.
As must we all. I only ask that you remember the cost of using your gifts as a bearer. I know that you feel it's your duty to do whatever you can to help your people. But you have a child to think about now. And Wallis has lost enough.
I shall bear that in mind.
That's all I ask. Oh, and if there is anything else that we can do to help, well, you know.
Thank you. Truly.
Quest complete. Already a third on to our next level. Reflection of Darkness. Enhances Odin's iconic feat Arm of Darkness, increasing Zantetsuken's area of effect while allowing for execution of the ability at any time, regardless of recovery status. Excuse me? I can implement that at any time in a fight whatsoever? That is actually a banging piece of equipment. But again, not sure it's work because I only really use it on a stagger. It's not really worth losing the armor bonus that I've currently got. But that is pretty good for a piece of kit. Complete 10 Mysidian quests. I still don't have the thing I need though, do I?
Reckon my steel's just as good as any.
Missing one fool's gold. Yeah, Eludium.
A good tide to you.
We've completed all the side quests. So the Eludium has to be something that we find, you know, out and about. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to battle a couple of them Quiddins and see what we get from them. And I'm going to see if I can find it. Because I want my armor before we move on. So I'll bring you back when I find it.
It is good to have him
If I
back.
find it.
But how do we know the lad won't summon another flood?
Okay, so I had absolutely zero luck finding any Eludium whatsoever. I've absolutely no clue where you found it, so I had a quick look on Google, and it turns out the way you get Eludium is by completing a couple of things that have now been unlocked on the Eret Stones. Remember them things in the hideaway that we've been using to change our armor and weapon look? Yeah, you have to complete a couple of things that have now been unlocked on there. You can get normal Eludium to craft the legendary armor, and then you can get something called Flawless Eludium, which you use to upgrade it. So we'll have to do that at another time. However, though, we have completed everything there is to do on the Rising Tide DLC. So I'll just speak to Bavat real quick.
Reckon my steel's just as good as any.
Because what he can do is upgrade our current armor anyway to give us a bit of a
That do
defense
ya?
and health boost.
Better than you.
And do the same with our arm rings.
Will that do you? Better than you.
Certainly is, bro. But yeah, as I said, we've now completely finished the Rising Tide DLC. So we can go back to the hideaway. Which is down here somewhere. There. A new missive has been sent to my chambers. And if we have a look on the Eret Stone on the way to it... So it's one of these. I'm not sure which one. Stage replay. I doubt it's that one. This option is locked. Arcade mode. I'm assuming it's this one here. But yeah, we'll have to have a look at that another time. Let's go read what the letter says. A New Hope. Clive, I pen you this note from the Witten Hall beneath the tapestry whose images for so long haunted my dreams. Outside, the air rings with Manda's soothing coos, the clangor of Pavat's hammer and the rumble of the curses, and the whisper of the winds through the Elder's blessing. In short, almost everything is as it was before you came here. There's just one difference, the bundle that lies blurbling happily beside me. One tiny difference, yet one that has changed everything. With my ancestors committed their greatest sins, it was not only Wallius who was frozen in time. For 80 years, we motes of water have been bound by the spell that they cast that day, unable to right their wrongs, unable to move forward. But now, like Wallius, we are released. We can live again on our own terms, where every life is equal and all equally cherished. You brought us this gift, and I have every belief that you will bring it to the world. Believe in yourself as we believe in you. Shula. There's a very touching end there to the Rising Tide DLC. So in the next one, what we'll do is we'll start the Echoes of the Fallen DLC, which we have to speak to... Forgotten her name now. It feels like so long ago. Karen. There you go. Lady Karen. So yeah, we'll speak to her. So I'm going to end this one here. A massive thank you for those of you who are watching. I hope you enjoyed it. And hopefully you join me in the next one where we'll start the Echoes of Fallen DLC.